98%, I would say, of my partnership, they are repeated. Like it's the same brand that I've been working for like the whole year because they see the results. Money talks. They just don't want likes. They just don't want comments. Obviously, they want sales. Obviously, they want people to talk about that product. And obviously, they see the results for them to come back, regardless of like what language I talk, how I put the content out there, and how the deal goes.
Explore the minds and marketing strategies behind today's winning brands and businesses. Tap into the power of the creator economy with Earned by CreatorIQ.
Hello, happy Friday. How are you?
Hi, happy Friday. I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm really excited to have you. We have Shima Katouzian on today, and this is a little bit of a different episode for us. Shima is a multi-hyphenate. You are a creator with almost 3 million followers on Instagram. You're a best-selling author. You own your own brand and business, and you are a top creator to watch. No big deal.
Thank you. It gives me chill when I like hear that someone else saying it. Thank you.
I know. Does it feel real? Like looking back over the past 10 years of your career, did you think you would be where you are today?
Not at all. Like when you say 10 years, when I was 10 years ago, like none of this, not even a second of this seemed like real or possible. So now that I'm living it, I appreciate every moment of it because it was absolutely on my bucket list, absolutely a dream. But it was a kind of dream that it was never feeling real. So it was just like my little like secret in my head, but now I'm living it out in public.
Yes. And I love that. I think so many people, I think, share that dream, but also even aspects of, again, like the many accomplishments that you've been able to drive for yourself over the last, decade. I actually scrolled back to see your very first post on Instagram in 2015, which was quite interesting. Your content has evolved, your career has evolved, but I kind of want to go back and talk about really for you, where do you think it all started? How did you know you wanted to be a creator? What did that journey look like for you?
So at the very beginning, when I started like posting on my Instagram, it just felt like so personal, just like posting whatever that I'm doing, like whatever travel or moments that I had at the time. It was never a content creation thing, only because I didn't know content creation was a thing. I know that like so many people started from YouTube like back in 2015, and then 2016 was like a huge deal for beauty creators on YouTube. And then they all moved kind of like to Instagram, and Instagram was big on them, and then TikTok and all of that. For me, it was never about content creation. It was all about I want to get famous kind of thing. So and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just posting whatever, like I'm sure you noticed a million hashtags under each post. And like so many random people saying random things, nobody focusing on nothing because I wasn't focusing on anything. I was just posting back to back. And it was like until like slowly I was getting, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000 followers. I don't even know why those people followed me because I was not doing anything at all. Like I was not giving any kind of information about anything at all. I was just posting my pictures. And so the journey like really changed with different moments in my life. And even from the very beginning of me being a content creator, it was never an intention to be a content creator. I just became a content creator. And it was fascinating. It just like happened when life was happening.
What were some of those moments, if you don't mind sharing?
So COVID happened. And at the time, I was working at a corporate office. I was working at Tesla. We were forced to go to work still. We were like, oh, quarantine is not a thing. So it was kind of like me venting. So I was like, if I'm going to work, if I'm forced to go to work, I'm going to have full glam on. I'm going to get my hair done, my full makeup done. I was just like doing a full glam and then turning on my camera and just like venting in front of the camera and just talking and telling like different stories of my life, different things that happen in my life right now, currently. That 2 weeks was like my venting moment. And then I was seeing people following me, and I'm like, why are these people following me? In my little head, I'm thinking somebody tagged me somewhere, like I said something and they're like following me because of that, or someone gives me a shout out. Turns out there's this thing that called algorithm that called a video going viral. I had no idea about any of these things. So people start following me. In just only 2 weeks, I gained 100,000 followers. And it wasn't only 100,000 followers, it was insane kind of engagement under my posts. Like people talking, asking questions, like giving reactions, sending me DMs. And I'm at work, like I'm not even on my phone. So I see like my phone like going crazy with all the notifications. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And that was how it started.
I love that. I mean, we talk so much about like the authenticity of storytelling. And what you're saying is this wasn't an intentional, you know, there was no agenda behind what you were posting other than capturing how you felt and kind of what you were doing in that feeling. I love that it was a bit of a like a challenger approach or like,
Yeah,
okay, if you're gonna make me do this, I'm gonna show up.
do
Like
it.
so from that moment and that kind of
Mhm.
catalyst into, oh, like there's something here. People are interested in what, I have to say or how I'm saying it. They're connecting with me, they're engaging with me. How have things evolved since then? Like, was that the light bulb moment for you where you thought, oh, this could actually be a thing?
It took me a long time actually to realize that this can actually be a thing. And a long time, I mean like a year or even more than a year. Reason was that one, I had a job. I was working and I had a full-time job. So it was like I had different shifts, but 8 hours a day. However, it was kind of my comfort zone because it felt like I'm like like under tension with my manager, like my work, like everything that goes on in a corporate, and then coming on my phone, and then just like seeing people sending like love messages, like
Mm.
people saying like things and asking questions and like just caring about me and asking me questions about my life. It was a really good, like different extremes in like a very long spectrum for me. So I was just like enjoying it for the longest time more than just making profit off of it or just like making a job out of it or making money off of it at all because like I was getting the views, I was getting the engagement, I was getting the followers. I didn't even know how to work with brands. I didn't even know how to make money off of it. I didn't even have my YouTube at the time. So it was all about whatever for like a whole year.
Do you remember your first brand deal?
I do, yes, which is shockingly was not a long time ago.
Really? Okay. That is actually shocking because what you're 2.7 million followers, you have an incredibly, from the outside looking in, established
Yeah.
career. But what I'm hearing is that that has all happened in a very short amount of time.
Yes.
Take us to that moment.
A year or like a year and like 6 months ago. Yeah.
Wow. That is wild. I mean, congratulations. I think, again, from the outside looking in, it seems to have been something that has been built over a longer period of time.
Mhm.
I do think like this is probably a reality that exists for creators where you
Exactly.
really are able to achieve kind of scale and success in a short time period. I imagine that comes
Mhm.
with a lot of benefits, but also a lot of challenges as well.
Definitely, definitely. Let's put it that way. Some like people that they go on a reality TV show, like let's talk Love Island or whatever. It goes on for like 2 months, 3 months. And then these people come out of the show and then they have a minute of fame. So they get brand deals, they get followers. They just come back to a reality of seeing like there are people who love them, people who hate them, but still people are talking about them. And then brands would reach out to them and then they immediately have deals back to back to back. And it's on them if they want to keep that going or just pivot into a different route for content creation because they're not on the show anymore. It's just them and the followers who knows them through the show. So it is like a little more challenging for them, but also they literally are pushed into the pool of like, this is your life right now for me or anyone that had a journey like me who just like got viral like back to back and people got to know them throughout their life and then the moments of their life and then they got followers organically in a very authentic way and they just grow slowly. The challenge is like a little less, but also the path to the fame and money is also longer.
Yep.
So I was obviously this one. So it was never like brands recognizing me only because I'm going viral. It was more of people recognizing me because I am telling this story. And my second challenge was that my story was in Farsi. I was not creating content in English because that was my venting language. That still is my venting language. Let me put it that way. My husband, he's also Persian, but he only was born in Iran. He literally grew up here. Like his Farsi was not even like as good when he married me. Like there were so many things I would say, and he would just question, "What is that? What is that? What is that?" Like just a little kid, right? And we speak English at home, but when I'm venting,
He
it's
knows.
all Farsi.
No. I love that. It's the emotion and the language that comes
It is
out.
my emotion. It is me like being me. And then again, my Instagram and my content was never a content creation path because I didn't even know what that is. It was all about venting, all about me being me. But then, like the minute that I get my shit together and I'm like, hey, I need to just like make money off of this. And look at my whole like the outline that I put out there. It's a Percy.
Yep.
So many brands don't even understand it. So many brands don't even know what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
then, so that was the biggest challenge for me to make this platform into a monetize this platform into something.
What did that process look like when you started having conversations with brands? Were you reaching out to them? Were they reaching out to you? Share a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So I honestly, I think the brands started recognizing me when I started using their products. And if you like imagine you own a business, whatever, like whatever scale of like business it is, and you just like see someone using the product that you are selling and speaking in a different language. You still like pay attention to that person. It doesn't matter what language they're speaking, they're using your product. You are excited about that. So when I started using the products, brands started reaching out to me and the conversation started. And when the conversation starts, then the event happens, then the intimate dinner happens, then the giveaway happens, then the PR packages happens. But it takes a long time for them to realize that I am actually like helping with their business. And then the talk of brand deal starts. It takes a long time for them to start that conversation. Only because yes, the content was in Farsi. Second, I didn't know what I'm doing. And third, unfortunately, I was not represented by any agency to just like be my agent out there and be like, she knows what she's doing. I didn't have any of that. So I was like sitting there waiting for the email to come. Like, just be a nice girl. Like, while you're waiting for people to come to you. It was like that for me. They're like, no.
I love the fact that even though the language might have been a barrier to like the speed of some of these deals, you never changed course. You stayed true to who you were, stayed true to what your community was engaging with you around. And then I would imagine, especially we see this in our data, a lot of time like native content, local language content actually outperforms in terms of engagement, English content, both in the US and markets around the world, which
Wow.
is quite interesting. But again, that's a story that you had to really tell and prove with your brand partners. And I think it's a credit to you that you stayed the course and stayed true to who you were.
Basically, it was like I had the choice at some point in my career, I would say, to pick the shorter route or the harder way. And I picked the harder route. I picked the longer route, the harder route. And that was keep going with the Farsi one, like not switching to English. Because at that point, that I was just like, I sat down and I thought about it. I already had like 1 million followers because that happened so quickly that I
Yeah.
didn't even like know what's going on. So quickly, I'm at 1 million followers. So I start now, I sit down and I start like, as a businesswoman, thinking, what can I do about this? And I was like, okay, I have two choices, either like switching to English and like posting English content and just talking to the brands, which obviously is going to make me a lot of money. It's going to like start making the money right now, or just to keep going the way I'm going. And I'm not gonna lie, I tried for like a couple of videos just to say it in English, and my audience were like, "Oh, what are you saying? Oh, like this is boring. Oh, this doesn't feel right. Or the emotion is not like past like correct. It's probably like only 80% of my emotions. But when I
Yep.
do that in Farsi, 100% out there, and people feel that and people get that. Even if they watch like only 10 seconds of the video, they're like getting what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
And it just didn't feel right. I was like, "Ah, okay, and then that answers my question. I'm gonna keep
Yep.
going in Farsi. It's just a
Yep.
harder route."
Well, and that feedback loop from your community never goes away, right? They are very responsive. They want to tell you what they think, what they want. I think you
Mhm.
probably opened that space up for them because you're so honest in your feelings and
Yes.
feedback. But we
No,
were even talking earlier about a panel that you participated in, our
yes.
Creator IQ Connect London, and
Yeah.
how active your community was in helping to give you ideas on what to wear, and then how much feedback you got on the back end by not choosing to wear those things.
Absolutely. They're very engaged. It feels like they're talking to their friend. And sometimes, like, even jokingly, I see like when I wear something that's like new, they didn't know, they never saw me unboxing it, they never saw me buying it, they never saw me talking about it. Like all of a sudden, I'm at a party and I'm wearing this like beautiful dress. All of a sudden, all the comments are like, "When did you get this dress? How come I don't know you got this dress?
Hmm.
Like, this is new, right? I haven't seen you wearing that. Give me a full picture. Give me like all the details." And I'm like, that creates the question without my intention to create the question. Because I know so many content creators, they create, I'm not going to say drama, they create the questions in the head of the audience to create the engagement around it.
Mhm.
So they're like, what do you think? And then they're waiting for people to give answers because that also creates like engagement. For me, it has never been like that. I never tricked my audience into like something for them to just create engagement for me. It was always out there. It was always them questioning me. And I love that. I don't hate it at all. I love it. But it's also very, very real. So, like, when they're upset, that's also very, very real.
Yep. Again, it's real on both sides. So I think that's kind of where the magic happens. So moving forward into kind of the current phase of your career, I would imagine being in a position now where brands are very much reaching out to you to work with them. How do you see a good partnership? What do you look for in a brand partner? And what are some things that brands can learn from some of your more kind of successful longer term partnerships?
Yeah. So the thing is that currently, all of the partnerships that I have, they're like 98%, I would say, of my partnership. They are repeated. Like it's the same brand that I've been working for like the whole year that I told you. It's been like a year and a half that I'm having like brand deals. And like 98% of these deals are like the repeated ones, the ones that just come back again because they see the results. Money talks. They just don't want likes. They just don't want comments. Obviously, they want sales. Obviously, they want people to talk about that product. And obviously, they see the results for them to come back, regardless of like what language I talk, how I put the content out there, and how the deal goes, right? So, and I love that. And I actually use that as a card when I play the game of like, hey, let's make it a better deal or let's like extend the deal. And I actually talk about it. I'm like, hey, the sales is always out there, always out there. And I know that I can sell. It's just like, let me tell the story the way I can create the story. And I know that my audience would love that story. Let me just like say, and when I'm talking just about the product, I'm like, let me use the words that I know is gonna stick with them. Let me just say something that they care about. Like, I know that you want to talk about your cruelty free, like mascara or whatever. Let me tell them that this is kind of mascara that if you mess up your eyeshadow is gonna cover everything so nobody will notice that your eyeshadow is messed up. Let me put it out there. Because every single girl, like when they do makeup, it happens to all of us. And I'm like, that's a real thing. I know that it's not a term of your campaign. You want to talk about, hey, cruelty free. You want to talk about, hey, just like extent, like lengths, like whatever. Let me say that
Mhm.
because then everyone's going to be like, oh, that's a real thing. Let me get that mascara. So when the brands give me the freedom, which usually happens after the first partnership, because
Mhm.
the first one is usually with them telling me what to do. And because the trust is not built yet, I have to just like give them the trust only because I know it's a little harder for brands to just like trust someone who speaks a different language. Obviously, they need to trust. They need to trust my audience. They need to trust the campaign. So I would go based off whatever they want.
Yep.
And then with the obviously it's going to be repeated. And then with the next partnership, slowly I would ask for more freedom. Hey, let me say this. Let me extend the video length. Let me do that. And then usually they're like, yeah, you're fine. Do that. And when I do that, then it works even better and better. And it actually grows in my audience as well because when they see like a specific brand that I talked about last month, and I'm also talking about this month, and I'm gonna be talking about next month, that obviously makes the brand like standing out in their eye. And I talk about that with them. So
Yeah.
this is how my partnerships go. It's like first they're the boss, then slowly like we switch the sides, and I'm
Mhm.
like not just being the boss, but also like gaining more freedom because I gained their trust.
I want to hear a little bit about one of your other hats that you wear. I want to switch to being a brand and business owner. So, when did you start your beauty brand, Voto?
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember I told you like I started posting videos with the full glam on only because I was so pissed? So I was like, hey, I'm gonna put whatever color that like I'm forbidden to put on like on a daily basis. And I was doing that. So that created a signature for me without again me knowing, which was all about bold colors, like
Mm.
and mostly like bold on the eyes. Because I'm not super creative with my cheeks and my contour because my face is the same. Like how different my contouring could be or how different my blush could be. It's like just a little different color, maybe like a little warmer, a little like cold. Or lips, like it would be just a different color. But with eyes, we can always play. Eyeshadow and eyes was like my freedom in my makeup, and I loved that. And I was taking advantage of that freedom. And that was the part that I was just like venting on like doing like some red eyeliner and just putting some like yellow heart here. And that was creating a signature for me without me knowing. How did I notice that the signature is created? I started receiving messages from my audience saying that, oh my God, you helped me get out of my comfort zone. I started putting like colored eyeshadow. I started putting colored eyeliner. I started doing my makeup this way in that way. And like I am actually doing my makeup getting out of the house. And I was like, wow, they are doing what I am doing. So I kept the path going of like, okay, I'm gonna keep being bold. I'm gonna keep like creating like weird looks on my eye. But then there was not enough colors on the eyeshadow palettes in the market. Mostly because at that time I was not receiving any PR packages. I was buying my own stuff. So I would just go to Sephora every week. I tried to go on Monday or Tuesdays because then it's there's not so many people in there and I can just like go around like looking to each shelf. I loved going to Ulta Beauty. I loved going to Sephora. So when I go like look at the shelves, obviously I have an idea in my head. I have like a makeup look in my head. I have like some sort of colors in my head, but I'm not finding it. I go like, wait, what's going on? Why nothing is bold? Why everything is like so on the safe side of just a black, brown, a burgundy eyeliner, just like very safe and basic, and everyone uses kind of colors, products, everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna create it myself. I'm gonna create something that's like for people who are just tired of looking at these shelves and like going to the store every week and like not finding what they want. So I started creating eyeshadow palettes only because again, eyes were like my signature and putting bold colors next to each other. But also, there was another side of it that I'm like, hey, I'm a storyteller. I cannot just put a product out there without a story. There has to be a story. So I started creating this concept that behind every product, there is a story. And the story is written behind the package. So when you get my eyeshadow palettes, the story is actually written there. So like when you buy a product, you probably see the ingredients, you probably see like the website name, address, all of that. My product has the story and all the rest because the story is important. It's like a little book, like it's
It's a
like a
little piece of you too.
yes, yes. So you read the story, and then every word, every specific word that's used in the story behind the product, the words are also used as the names of the shades that are
Mm.
used on the product, like the shades of the palette. And then all of these shades are picked that would resonate like something that the story is talking about. So it's like all connecting. But again, the best part of all of this is that my audience made me to the point that I thought about it. My audience gave me the signature. My audience helped me grow. My audience were out there like giving me feedbacks and everything. So they had to be the ones who are part of the story as well. So I was telling the story. They were picking the shades. They were picking the colors. They were telling me what packages should be. They were telling me what names I should be using on the shades. So it was a product. It is a product that it wasn't made just by me, but also me and my audience. It's like a whole community. It's like, and I keep telling you, like our brand, our business. I keep telling them that. And I love how they love it when I say that because it feels like something that we all created together.
That's really interesting. I think both from a product development standpoint, so brands kind of taking, which I think brands can learn so much from creators, but just taking those learnings from you in terms of true co-development with both
Mhm.
creator partners, but also community partners. And then also for other creators who are interested in exploring what kind of long-term career paths could be for them. I'm
Yes.
actually really curious to hear from you because you have been able to succeed and excel in several areas. What career paths do you think are available for creators today? And what advice would you give to creators who are kind of coming up trying to find their way?
Okay. So when I started telling stories and putting makeup on in Farsi, I was the first one, the first Farsi content creator who was doing that. So many other languages that were kind of doing the same thing, but not as like the whole face of their content. It was just like maybe every week they just post one video and then it was all about get ready with me when I do that. With me, it wasn't a get ready with me. It was that I'm gonna put my whole face makeup and I'm gonna tell a story. It probably is not like related to what's going on in the world right now, but that is a story that I just like remembered this morning, like while I was taking showers. So I'm gonna talk about that. So I was the first one doing that. And then I had so many of girls like doing the same thing. And then I saw so many of my followers going and commenting like under those girls, like, You're a copycat. You're like copying this person. You're just like," and it then went out on my platform and I said, please do not do that. If they are being inspired, if they are, this is a way for another woman to tell their story, let them. Because I'm not just an influencer for like just people who are not influencers. I could influence influencers too. So if this is inspiring them to just go out there and just try a different way of content, but that also gives them the freedom to just talk about some, because it's makeup. We all do the makeup. Let them just do the makeup and just vent and just talk and just tell a story. Maybe there is something in it for you that you can learn as well. So I said, please do not do that. And that became a thing. I see so many like Farsi content creators who are doing the same thing. I see so many people who are, and I love that. So I always talk about that. I'm like, always get inspired. Whatever you see out there that you feel like you see yourself doing that, do it. Because do not be scared of like being labeled as like a copycat or anything. There's nothing such as copycat in this market. It's like content creation. We all create something. No matter what, as long as my face is not there, as long as my words are not there, it's not a copy. It's you creating something new. It's you telling your story, you putting your makeup products and you choosing the colors and you putting those colors in your face. So clearly it's like a new creation. So just keep that going. And if you think it doesn't work for you, your audience is not responding well, just switch, do something else, do clothes, do talk about something else, do pictures, do just try different things, but just try stuff that you wholeheartedly are feeling inspired about and you feel like you are adding some sort of value to like your own followers. And they don't need to be a million of followers. They could be 500 people. 500 people is a lot of people. You probably don't see that number because the number doesn't have a K or M next to it and it just feels like so little, but like 500 people is a whole school. Imagine a whole school is your fan. Like in high school, if that happened, like we would be just a popular girl at high school. So like imagine it's like the same thing, but just on social media. So just do that, keep doing that, and be consistent. And if you don't know how to start, just start from somewhere because wherever you start from, that's a good spot.
I think that is actually advice that can extend beyond
Mhm.
even, individuals who want to become creators. I would give the same advice is do what feels right, try. If it doesn't feel good, try something else. Like I think everything is as temporary or as permanent as you want it to be. And so having a little bit less pressure put on yourself that this is the way it has to be is
Yeah,
actually really freeing. And you end up, I think, finding your way into things that can be really successful, but also really rewarding, which is what I'm hearing from you as well.
exactly.
Two final questions. One, I want to hear a little bit about what you're looking forward to in the next 6 months to a year. What brand partnerships are you really excited about right now? And then the second part to the question is, are there brands out there that are on your wish list that you want to work with?
Oh, I love that. Do you believe in manifesting?
Oh, yes, all the time.
Okay. Okay. A year ago, one of the brands, they sent me this digital planners, which is not so little. It's like a whole notebook. And it has different sections. It has a section of like my weekly plan and then my goal and then what happened and then like some little notes and all of that. So there were so many parts of it that I was not using. I'm like, wait, what should I put on a goal? What should I put here? What should I write down? And then I was like, you know what? I was just gonna write whatever that's going on and whatever that I wish was going on. And the page that was all about whatever I wish was going on, because every month is separate, right? January, February, March. So in the month of January, I would just like write whatever that I wish was going on. And it was all about brands, like partnership with this brand, this brand, this brand. And I would just like put up names out there, like back to back. And not the next month, but the month after, I would get a deal from exact same brand that I would just write the name 2 months ago, wish list that I created for my own. And then it was just like happening. I was like, what's going on? Are we really living in a stimulator? Because why? Whatever I put out there, like within just 3 months, it just happens because it can be like in a very particular like timeline. It has to take a little longer. I don't know what's going on, but it was happening. So, and then I got bolder and I got like dreaming bigger, like even writing names of the brands that I was not even getting PR packages from. I'm like, hey, this brand is not sending me shit, but I wish they could give me money to just talk about their product. So I put it out there. And then this is how little my mind is with this business. It's like, we all like, I know so many girls are. When I go to events and I talk to these girls, like they know everything about everything. I'm like, girl, kudos to you, because I would never be able to do that. Not only because like I don't think what I should be thinking about, but also like I'm not that detailed oriented. Like, but so many girls know that. So then I started learning that so many of these brands are under the umbrella of like one brand. And I would just like start learning all the names of like who is who, which brand is also working with another brand. And then it turns out whatever brand that I was just wishing for, it was under umbrella of like one specific brand. And then all of a sudden I get an email from that brand saying that we actually want to work with you with like whatever brand that we have here on our system, that they, if they want partnership, we want to work with you.
Like within the family of brands, like under the portfolio.
Basically, yeah. So many of my partnerships are like not like long term in a way of like, I know that I have them like for the next 6 months, I have them for the whole year. No, it's always like just like 3 months. Then I can just like focus on another brand and then working with the rest. But in a way of like knowing which brand I'm going to be working with next 6 months, I don't know. But have I manifested names? Absolutely.
Yep.
Am I hopeful? 100%. Am I sure? Not at all.
Well, we'll put good energy out there for you.
Thank
I
you.
also will say, and I think I knew this even coming into this conversation, but definitely after it, I would absolutely give yourself more credit than you are about having a lot of intentionality around what you do, how you do it, why you do it, and kind of how you show up every day. I think forces have to align, but you are absolutely driving all of those forces forward and together. So congratulations on
Thank you.
everything. And thank you so much for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Of course. No, thanks for having me. This was so much fun.
Be a friend, tell a friend, and subscribe. Earned by CreatorIQ. CreatorIQ is your all-in-one solution to grow, manage, scale, and measure your influencer marketing program. Ready to unlock the power of the creator economy? Get started with a demo today at CreatorIQ.com.